All right, men of leisure.
And our highly sophisticated women of leisure.
What if we told you
you could be 2 days ahead of everyone else?
While the rest of the world is waiting until Sunday, you could already be listening on Friday.
That's right. Subscribers get a 48-hour jump on every single episode.
Early access, early laughs, same ridiculous hosts.
It's basically like TSA PreCheck, but for leisure.
Hit the subscription link in the show notes and secure your early boarding pass. So the other night, I'm lying in bed and I'm thinking about Ivory soap.
There's a kind of adventure you only find when you're not in a hurry. This is Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure. Stories from the open road where routes are questionable, the stops are intentional, and leisure isn't a reward, it's the plan. If you're looking for speed, well, you're lost. But if you're looking for laid-back adventure, good stories, and even better company, welcome home.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as always, welcome to Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure. My name is Adam. As usual, I am joined with my good friend, my best friend, all the way from Kansas Central Time, Mr. Michael Sharp. How you doing, sir?
I am doing well. Thank you very much, sir. I got a little concerned, I got to say, with your opening line there. But I'm interested to hear more about that. But how are things going?
Good, buddy. Good. I just got back from Central Time.
Yep.
Yeah. I was in Omaha. By the way, I don't think you can say the word Omaha without thinking about Peyton Manning.
Well, I can, but I understand what you're saying. Omaha.
I was there for, guess what?
Some kind of transportation conference.
That's right. Not just any conference. This one was called CTAA, Community Transportation Association of America. It was huge, as you would expect, because you've been to the Warren Buffett Palooza there. And
it wasn't that big.
Oh, gosh, no. As a matter of fact, the hotel staff said, this is almost as close as what we had last weekend. And I said, what was last weekend? And the lady looked at me like I had 14 heads. So.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah.
I maybe in that hotel, because you're in the hotel right across from the arena, which is where they hold it.
Yeah.
But much bigger event. But
oh yeah, I'm sure.
And I'm sure yours was far more riveting. Let's talk about transportation.
We did not talk about the yellow standee line, but that's okay, buddy.
Well, you got to talk about something.
No.
Anyway, glad you went to Omaha. Unfortunately, just to kind of let everybody know, we weren't able to meet up. You had to get some business done, which I understand. You had some opportunities to get some problems resolved with software, so we had to forgo that. But
I apologize.
Well, it's okay. But we won't, just because we had talked about it last week, I just wanted to make everybody aware that we won't have anything talking about our latest adventures. So
no, but it doesn't mean, sir, that we can't have other adventures. So we will.
Oh, yes.
One day, except for that time in prison.
And two things we said we weren't going to talk about on the show. Time in prison and politics. So,
and the ride we don't talk about. That's three.
Three things. The ride we don't talk about.
Happy to be home. I'm home for a while, and at least from work conferences, that is. But look what you're wearing, buddy. I see the word brag on your
right.
jersey.
For the people watching, I am wearing a jersey. And of course, if you noticed, I've wore a nice slim fitting shirt underneath, because this jersey, although I'm wearing it, is not mine. I'm going to stand up so people can see it if they're watching on YouTube or what have you.
Very nice.
It is the official. Oh, I can't put that in front of me. Cycling Men of Leisure 2026 on the front and on the
Love
back.
It says, guess the brag route winner with our podcast logo. Very nice. Very nice. Love the color scheme.
So if I'm wearing the shirt, does that mean I won?
0.0.
No, it does not. No, this is not my shirt. I will be shipping it out this next week. I'll repackage it up nice and neat and resend it out this next week to the winner. But this, I just wanted to, anybody who's watching us, and maybe I'll get a picture of it and slap it on our social media sites so everybody could see what the jersey looked like. And if you're at Bragg in a couple of weeks and you see that, you will know that is the official winner of the Guess the 2026 Bragg route.
And I would like to propose a little bit of a contest, if you would, not contest, a little bit of a challenge.
Uh-oh.
If you see the man, it was a man who won, Jeff. If you see him on the route, take a picture of him and hashtag Bragg winner.
I think that's a good idea. I'm going to drop a note to Jeff and say, hey, could you please, get a picture of yourself wearing the jersey so that we can put that on our social media. But I like that idea. If he's out there wearing it and you see him, stop him and get a picture with him and hashtag that and post it. And I think that'd be cool. But it's a kind of a little upset. It's a sharp looking jersey, I think.
Oh, I like the color scheme.
Yeah.
Whoever designed that did a nice job.
You're welcome.
I know it was you, but
well, you did the logo.
Yeah.
Aspect.
Yeah.
I put it all together on the actual colors of the jersey, and so
yeah,
joint effort.
Looks good. Thank you, Franklin. Thank you, Ron. I'm getting pretty excited for those who are going to Big Bragg. I saw some pictures of Rome, Georgia today. They're getting ready for everything. So everything looks exciting. I'm happy. Our wonderful friends, Scott and Cricket, who are helping us out with this, reached out to us today. So we have to get back with them. Mm-hmm. I think, if I'm correct, you're just waiting for one more shipment and then you're going to put the swag bags together.
Yes, I'm just waiting for one more item. We've developed some cool swag bags for this year for the team. I will set up an assembly line in my basement. I will commandeer my family, and we are going to put the swag bags together, and we'll ship them out to Scott and Cricket, and those will be ready to go. And I am working on setting up a communication system. Cool. If the team members would like to use it. It was suggested to us by Alex that we should do something like that. And we've done it. We had one last year and the year before. Going to do something like that to make communication a little bit easier. But I hope the team is happy with the jerseys and what we got in the swag bag. Even though we can't be there, we're going to be there in spirit. And it'll be fun.
That's perfect. Well, so if you're okay with it, we'll move along into our favorite episode, Listener Spotlight. I'll give you the fun voice, but you want to give the clues first, and then, believe it or not, we have a voice fan mail. So would you prefer to give the clues after I give you the introduction, sir?
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Listener Spotlight.
All right. Last episode's hints are as follows. The present town is the location of a series of settlements dating back several thousand years. The town may have its own dark web. This community doesn't know much about socks, but they have a long history with shoes and boots. If you ask to see a doctor in this town, the residents may ask, who? The town has seen its share of destruction, wars, plagues, and fires. And what are our guesses?
On behalf of Adam
and Michael,
we both want to say thank you
for your support.
Well, we have two guesses. Alex Bell, who I love when he writes, Adam and Michael, hope you guys will get to meet up this week and enjoy a bourbon together. Unfortunately, I kind of screwed that up. He says, I'm back home in Perry and wanted to follow up on my voice fan mail answer and why I came up with this answer I did. The strongest clue for me was the doctor reference. And he is a doctor, retired, but still a doctor. And believe I was referenced to the classic science fiction series, Doctor Who. A quick Google search via voice prompt, since I was driving at the time, hands-free, of course, indicated that I was filmed in Cardiff, Wales. Without addressing any other clues, I submitted my guess. Only after arriving home and having some time to back reference the clues Michael gave, Cardiff, Wales looked to be the most logical. Michael's clues followed by my answer. The town is located in a series of settlements that date back several thousand years. The Cardiff area began in the Iron Age, then a Roman fort in 5560 AD. Later, the Normans built a castle atop the Roman foundation, which became the medieval town. The town had its own dark web. I believe that's a reference to the network of tunnels under the castle. The community doesn't know how much about socks because it has a long history with shoes and boots. Cardiff is known for its custom-made footwear with both traditional leather and modern 3D scanned orthotics. Hey, I just got some orthotics.
That's right. It came from Cardiff.
This town has seen its share of destruction, wars, plagues, and fires. Cardiff, through the centuries, has experienced significant destruction and conflict from ancient wars, major bombardment during World War II, and civic unrest in the 1900s. Michael, thanks for the history lesson. I would have never known these facts if it was not for the Doctor Who clue. Right or wrong, I really enjoy the show. Alex. Okay, so there is
awesome.
that is a wonderful guess, but I'm excited. Whether it's right or wrong, I have another one.
And what's cool is I have been to Cardiff. Cardiff is in northern Wales. Beautiful city. They've got an old castle. Great guess, Alex. We will see if you're correct here in just a minute.
So our good friend Jeff, who has recently really been knocking out of the park with guesses, has left us a voice fan mail. Are you ready, sir?
Fantastic. Absolutely. Let's hear it.
Hey, guys. I've got my guess for this week's listener spotlight. I may not be 19% sure like last week, but I'm pretty close to 100% sure this week. My wife and I worked on this one together and very quickly concluded that this listener spotlight town is not in the United States. She started thinking Wollaston in the UK, but that didn't quite fit. However, a nearby town caught my attention and fit even better. This town sits on settlements dating 3,000 to 4,000 years back. There's a dark web of medieval tunnels beneath it. It's considered the undisputed capital of the British shoemaking industry. Also, Matt Smith, the actor who played the 11th Doctor Who, was born there. And this town saw many wars, significant destruction. Nearly half of its population died during the Black Death pandemic, and it suffered the Great Fire of Northampton in 1675. Our guess is Northampton, England. Thank you.
So here's the interesting part about both. They're very similar guesses, like similar into the dark web and the caves and everything. But now I must ask you, do one of our community members have it correct, sir?
Well, I'm going to say thank you to both guys and Jeff's wife. And actually, both of these locations, I don't know exactly, are probably like 300 miles-ish apart. As far as did either of them get it right? One of them did.
Well, that's wonderful. Lets me play with my favorite button. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Both good guesses. Sorry, Alex. It is, in fact, Northampton, England.
So Jeff and Heather,
Okay. And I'll tell you how I came, or how these hints figured out. Present-day town is located in a series of settlements. There was a Neolithic encampment at the site, approximately 3,500 BC. The town may have its own dark web. They were both on to where I was going with that. Northampton has supposedly a labyrinth of tunnels underneath the city, though it is confirmed that there is one from the All Saints Church to Market Square, and that it is believed to have been built as an escape tunnel for the clergy during times of political upheaval. A lot of times churches, they would go after the clergy, when different kings or rulers came into power and didn't like what was going on. Let's see what else I got here. About the socks. The mid-18th century, this town became a major center of footwear. During World War I, the town supplied over 23 million pairs of boots to the armed forces. If you ask to see the doctor, they're going to say Doctor Who. It was, in fact, reference to Matt Smith, who played the 11th Doctor Who. If you're not familiar with Doctor Who, long decades running British sci-fi classic. I don't know what they're at now, like the 14th Doctor or something at this point. But also Delilah Devonshire, who produced the original Doctor Who theme song, spent her final years there as well. So it's got two references there. And the town has seen its share of destruction, the Great Fire, the Black Death. There was the English Civil War that, destroyed part of the city, and the First Barons' War. So there we go. We certainly thank all of our listeners from Northampton, England.
Well, that's wonderful. Did that add another country, or had we already been in England?
We've had all of, not just England, but all of the British Isles. Ireland, okay. Northern Ireland, Wales. Well, not necessarily Northern Ireland, but Wales, Scotland. So there you go.
Perfect. I love it. Well, thank you guys. Keep the and ladies, keep the guesses coming as you're riding across the great state of Georgia on the trails and stuff. You can think about the end of the show today, when you will most likely grant us with another one. So
I will.
Perfect. Well, thank you, everybody. All right. Now, I thought about both guesses having a little bit to do with fire, that I would give you a little fire safety update.
Okay.
I know.
Did you bring in Smokey the Bear as a guest?
No, but I have plastic fire hats that pass out. Would you like one? It's like a
yeah. And can I get one of those stickers to put on my window? Remember those when you were a kid in school?
Yeah.
Put them on your window to let the fire people know there was a child in that, in that room.
Yeah. Now what we do is we donate $5 and we get a sticker on the back that says, "I support the police. Don't give me a ticket." So
you are supporting the police.
All right. All kidding aside. So one of the many hats that I wear, other than a brim, is, I know you know this about me, but I am on the Emergency Operations Center for Livingston County. Mm-hmm. And what that means is more responsibility. What that really means is I just represent transportation for emergency purposes. So every now and then we do these drills. It'll be like if you can report to the Emergency Operations Center, between 10 and 2, please report today. And then you go and you have a scenario. It's a made-up scenario that says, this is what happened in the county or whatever. So this scenario was a lot of fires, and how would we evacuate people with fires? And one of the fire chiefs there, I think he's a fire chief. I don't want to disrespect him. I'm gonna hope his title is fire chief. His first name is Jamel. And so we're sitting there, and he's talking about I said, "Oh my gosh, this scenario is crazy." He said, "Well, it's not that crazy." He said, "Last night I was on a fire, and he said that these people had perished, and because they never heard the smoke detectors." And I said, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah." He said they had these smart smoke detectors, and I'm kind of intrigued, and I'm listening, and I go, "Like what?" He goes, "Like the Google ones, Nest, N-E-S-T." And I go, because I had at that time, I don't have them anymore, but at the time, which was like just a few weeks ago, I had those in my house.
I'm telling you, man, the smart house thing's a bad idea, but.
And I said, well, what was wrong with them? And he said, well, they only have a 10-year lifespan, but they found out that the film or the microfilm inside for the CO and everything and the smoke had like deteriorated, and they were beyond their expired. And so I'm listening carefully. I'm like, I wonder how old mine were. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay. So anyways, getting to the point, he says, man, I just would take all those smart smoke detectors out. Just go with a basic, like, I don't know, you name a brand, First Alert or whatever, you know. He's like, just go with what a CO and smoke. No smart, you know, interconnect in the house with the wire. If you have that, do that. Just basic. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I go home and I twist one off, and sure enough, it's expired. It said 10 years, and they were replaced in 2012. They were
got to get you to buy some new ones.
So I thought, well, maybe this is a sham. Maybe they tell all the fire guys, go around and talk about this so we can keep
conspiracy theory from the fire department. Jeez.
No. So anyways, I decide I'm going to replace them. And the reason why I wanted to talk about fire safety was, have you purchased a smoke detector in the last, I don't know, 6 months, a year?
No, because I don't have I've just got the old traditional ones, and they don't expire.
They actually do expire if you pull them off.
Mine do not expire.
Chastity, make sure you look. So anyways, I go to Costco. They happen to be on sale, and there were 2-packs, and so I needed 6 of them in the house. So I said, okay, I'm going to plug it in. Oh my gosh. It was so beep, 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 beep. Oh, wait a minute. I have that button loud that I was in pain listening to it. And then you'd have to say, press the test. And then I would press the test, and it would say, now testing smoke, now testing carbon. And I had to do that 6 more times. And so they're kind of like interconnected, you know, but with the red wire. It's a red wire. But all I wanted to say is my friend who works for the fire department told me, take the smart smoke detector out of your house. Go back to basic 101 if you have them. Just a smoke and CO. That's all you need. And man, are they so much louder than anything I've ever had in my house. So.
And so because somebody who's with the fire department tells you should not be networked and wired in, you listen to. And somebody else, me, have been telling you got to unwire your...
Oh, my gosh.
You got to unwire your house. I'm telling you, one of these days it's... we learn nothing from fictional movies, do we?
Well, at the time I thought, this is so cool. This smoke detector connects with my camera. And if my camera, you know, back in the day.
And one of these days, your smoke detector is going to start talking to you in the voice of 2010 Space Odyssey. Adam, what are you doing? I'm just telling you. But no, it's good. And we just passed up, isn't it, when daylight savings time? Yeah. You're supposed to go and check the batteries if you have a battery powered, make sure they work, that kind of thing. It's, one of those things you gotta keep up on. So definitely a good reminder.
I thought this show's supposed to be educational at times, and buddy, I am challenging every community member, whether you listen to us, watch us, listen to us, watch us, then listen, then watch. Go check your smoke detectors. And that's good advice, and I don't care who you are. So, last time you and I were together on virtually here, unfortunately, virtually, not in person, virtually, you dangled the carrot in front of my face by telling me that you had participated or viewed or watched or a way for children to get involved in cycling. And I have been thinking about it ever since.
Okay, yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. That, my friend, is the really real life enthusiasm that I came across 2 weeks ago here in the big city that I live in, Lewisburg, Kansas. It was NICA, the National Intercollegiate Cycling Association. They have 33 different leagues across the United States, and they actually had one of their races right here in Lewisburg. We had a big park out south of town, Lewis and Young, and I had been working, came across one of the parents. They invited me out, so I thought I would go out there on Sunday morning and didn't really know what to expect. And let me tell you, that enthusiasm was just a small part of it. It was incredible. Lots of, I don't know how many teams necessarily were there, but I mean, they had teams all the way out to Hayes, which is in the middle of the state. And I think they had a town even further than that. They come in for these races. They've got their tents set up. I mean, it's a full-blown big event. There are kids everywhere. There are supporting parents. It kind of blew my mind. It was really cool to see. But we've often talked about on this show the fact that we don't see as many younger people getting involved. And what's really cool about this is that this whole organization is just really perpetuating cycling at a very young age. And now this is mountain bike racing, but it's cycling, and that's the important thing. And their whole concept is for them to help young people, both on the bike and off the bike, build confidence, leadership, friendship, and really make the world a better place. So very impressive. The Kansas chapter has 6 different races around Kansas. The one that I went to was called the Trail Cat Growler, because our mascot here in Lewisburg is the Trail Cats. And it is pretty impressive. They had over 200 riders. I think they started like the 5th grade, go all the way up to 12th grade. And actually, the Lewisburg Trail Cats had a couple people who made the podium, so that's always exciting. But it was really interesting. And if you ever get the opportunity, anybody out there, to go to one of these NICA events, I would suggest doing it. I don't know what I was expecting, but I mean, these kids are out there, and, you know, you've got the fast kids, you've got the slow kids, but the important thing is it just fosters this whole environment of supporting them. You know, you had teams out there cheering for other teams, and parents cheering for other kids that weren't on their teams. And it was just a really cool event. I was happy to see it. And I'm glad that there's organizations like this that are supporting and promoting children getting on bicycles, because I don't know how many different episodes we've talked about young people aren't getting into cycling, but this has really been impressive. And I know our local Trail Cats group has gotten bigger and is getting more traction, is getting more visibility in the community and that type of thing. So it was really a cool experience. So I had to spend a couple hours out there watching a couple of different races, and really a unique experience. So I just kind of wanted to share that with everybody and say, well, cycling is not dead for children, and there are organizations that are helping get kids out there and get them on bicycles.
Did you say the trail cats?
Yes, the trail cats. We are the wildcats. This isn't, directly associated with like a school team, but our school team is the Wildcats, and the cycling team is the Trail Cats. But very impressive. It was just cool to see. Very, very well coordinated. It was a fantastic experience.
Well, I am excited to hear that children are doing cycling. I over the weekend, I have talked about my friends who own the bike store in Ann Arbor, and I spent a couple days with them. They're actually going to Europe with us. The 6 of us are lollygagging to Europe. First time overseas for this across the pond, as they say, for me. And bringing it back to cycling, he was telling me some stories about Schwinn and Giant and Specialized. And I'm not sure yet. He's thinking about it. But I have asked him if he would be a guest on our show. And so he is considering it. He would like this a little bit more time to think about it. I don't want to promise, but let me just tell you that this would be a phenomenal show. He's got so much. He's a legend, a Trek legend. And if you don't know what a Trek legend is, it means you have to be selected by purchasing and selling enough Trek bikes and doing good things for the community. So if you go to Trek, his name is on the wall. And so he's still thinking. I'm really hoping he'll consider it. I teased him over a couple of bourbons. I said, well, I have the contract upstairs. I can go get you. I can get you to sign the guest contract right now. So, I'm hoping, and I'm going to keep pushing. So
cool. That'd be awesome.
I'm going to work on that. So my point about that is he told me that they are bringing some, as you say, races and group rides with children in cycling. They are seeing a resurgence, which you had mentioned, by the way, on a show or two. You said it was, kind of reciprocal, coming back and forth. And you had made that mention that you had seen that before. So they are seeing kids buy bicycles again. Coming out of COVID, it was kind of weird. There was no supply, no stock. The people who had them were selling them like crazy. But now he's telling me that they are seeing that. And so I hope I can get him on. He's got some territorial. That's why he's thinking about whether he wants to be on the show or not, because he's got some things from not so much as like a supply chain, but not allowed to sell this brand until this one. I mean, just some great stories. So it's just kind of, I thought it would be great. So I'm trying. We'll see.
Cool.
I do have kind of leading from semi-children. I went to the Omaha Zoo, and I just wanted to mention it to you because normally when I go to conferences, I don't go to zoos, but I'm at the hotel. I'm in the lobby. I am looking at some of my stuff, and a lady says, "Oh, what are you doing today?" And I know her from other conferences I've seen her at, and she said, "Well, I'm going to go out to the zoo," and I said, I thought, "Wow, you flew all the way to Omaha to go to the zoo?" And she says, "It's one of the best in the country."
It is.
And I said, "Is it really?" And she said, "I'm telling you, if you're looking for something to do today." And I looked outside, it was beautiful weather. And later that evening, I was having dinner with another colleague. And I said, "Okay." And so I took the Uber down. And I got to tell you, I was staying at the Marriott right there by the CHI Convention Center. Mm-hmm. And we first left and we're going through like historic, I don't know, bottoms or whatever. It looked really beautiful. Then we started climbing up the hill out of that area. And I started to want to lock the door. It seemed a little sketchy. And then we crested like this hill and it kind of came down by a highway. And then sure enough, there was the zoo. And I got to tell you, I've been to a few zoos in my life, not many. I mean, I'm not like a zoo aficionado, but I've been to the Detroit Zoo, which is not in Detroit. It's in Royal Oak. But I've been to the Toledo Zoo. I've been to the Phoenix Zoo, St. Louis Zoo. And that's all I can remember, except for I said, okay, I'm going to go to the Omaha Zoo. And I got to tell you, it wasn't just a zoo. It was an aquarium and a zoo. And everything had been donated by a family member. This bench was provided by Johnny. This this umbrella, everything everyone had their name, which I understand.
Sure.
But wow, what an organization! And let me tell you, if you have to go to Omaha or want to go to Omaha, because now, believe it or not, in Michigan, I can tell you, I know you live there, but I can be honest with you, there was no part of me that was like, where should I go on vacation next? Omaha would have been like the last on the list. But the Riverwalk, the pedestrian bridge, all in that area, the fountains, the sculptures, the safety, forgive me, but let's be honest. The homeless I don't think I saw one homeless person in the area. I'm sure there is, don't get me wrong, but I didn't see it. Just awesome. And the zoo just was like the creme de la creme. So if you find yourself in Omaha, for whatever reason, first of all, don't go to a chain place for a steak. And second of all,
if you want a good steak in Omaha, go to a place called Brother Sebastian's. Generally voted the best steaks in town. Been there many years ago. It looks like a monastery on the outside, and the inside, all the wait staff is wearing monk robes. Incredible food. But anyway, I digress.
So I just thought I'd mention that on the show. So if you find yourself there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, enjoy the Omaha Zoo. $35 to get in, but let me tell you something. You get a lot for your money. So,
and that's the Henry Doily Zoo. Fantastic place. They have an indoor rainforest. They've got an aquarium. I mean, it's just an incredible place. And I've always touted that Omaha is a beautiful city. I lived there after I graduated college, and it's people underestimate Omaha, but it's got a lot to offer. So glad you enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me check my list here. Oh. We have been rated number 1.
Did you say rated? Like FBI, open up?
Yeah, but I'm not allowed to play with that. I'm not allowed to play with that button anymore. I've been told that that's not allowed, but
no, I think it's used with discretion.
Okay,
I think is the message.
Well, I think the message was heard loud and clear. I just want you to know that I have.
FBI, open up! And then you still do it. I don't see you hesitating to use the mute button or the little beep button on me.
Yes, sir. But all right. Feed Spot, FEED Spot, has rated us number 1, sir.
Number 1, really?
I don't know who submitted to this, but whoever did, thank you. Of 60 top podcasts, cycling podcasts, we were rated number 1. And so that's pretty cool.
Out of 60, out of all the cycling podcasts, we're rated number 1. It is impressive when you start looking at the other podcasts that are on the list. I don't know how they came up with this. I didn't submit anything for it. You didn't submit anything for it. They just notified us that we made this thing. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So.
And they weren't charging us money, because normally these things, we have received these before.
Oh, yeah.
Where it says, hey, if you pay us this much money, we'll say, just like when we went to, those of you who know that we went to the Podfest, there was a lady who was standing up on the stage, and if I'm lying, I'm dying. She said, you can say whatever you want. Podcasts aren't regulated. You can say we're the best. And I'm like, Okay, I'm listening. From now on, I'm going to say we're the best.
Oh, that's just horrible.
But
no, it's really cool. Yeah, we didn't pay anything for it. They just notified us that we made whatever metrics that they had done. But I do have to mention, over the last several weeks since we were pulled into the Apple podcast, that new platform, our numbers have been off the charts. I mean, this last episode, we just from a numbers thing ranked in the top 7 or 8% of all podcasts and things like that. So it's been crazy, good crazy. So,
and I even fought the company. I was the one who kept sending emails. Guys, something's wrong with your numbers. This isn't right.
We're like, these numbers are not right. I mean, we get decent numbers. But I mean, these numbers were just like, what? This is like, 2 weeks in, and we were still just getting huge numbers on these things. But they went through and double checked everything, and so it's legit. But now we're number one according to FeedSpot. I love it.
I love it. So
we'll take it.
Okay. Now,
do we get a placard with that or anything? How about a button or a pin I can wear on my? Okay.
Okay. There's a button right there.
Okay.
Let me check my notes. We got fire safety, fan mail, children's bicycle, top 60 podcast, Omaha Zoo, brag swag bags. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who do not know, because let me tell you, my friend Michael and I do. This is show number 99.
99. Man, we are. Whoever thought we would ever get to 99? I mean, I didn't.
Well, this is true. Me neither. Got a couple news stories for you, and then I'm going to end with, don't worry, I'm not leaving you hanging on the ivory soap. I'm going to finish the ivory soap story. So, I wanted some cycling news. In Seattle, made me think about our good friends Melanie and Keith and their Debrims and how wonderful people they are.
Wonderful people. I don't know about the Debrim thing, but
sorry, guys.
Okay.
May has been declared the Bike Everywhere Month with a record-breaking ridership on the Fremont Bridge in April and new bike lanes opening on 4th Avenue and Broad Street. Bike Everywhere Day featured a celebration stations across the region handing out coffee and snacks to riders. Lime also rolled out 500 redesigned Lime bikes with smaller wheels and a lower center of gravity, so they're more stable and less likely to topple onto sidewalks. And on the opposite side of the United States of America, in New York, the new Mayor Mondani administration restarted 4 previously halted bus and bike lane projects in the Bronx and Brooklyn. Now, I got to tell you, I don't think about riding a bike in the Bronx, but then again, I've never ridden a bike in the Bronx, so maybe it's okay, but that's not what
it's got nothing to do with the Bronx. It's just New York City in general. I have driven through Manhattan and New York City many, many times, especially when I was living in Rhode Island. And quite honestly, I'd be hard pressed to ride a bicycle there. I mean, just the traffic, people are such a hurry. I just don't see it being safe, but.
They are building parking protected lanes and standard lanes of 14 additional streets across Flatbush, East Flatbush, and Midwood. The city is also building a dedicated bike connection to the Brooklyn Bridge along Center Street ahead of the World Cup in June. Daily cycling on the bridge has already more than doubled from 2,652 riders in 2021 to 5,625 in 2025. The infrastructure payoff data is genuinely encouraging. On the safety side, New York 9th Avenue protected lane cut injuries from all street users by 58%. Protected lanes overall reduced traffic deaths and serious injuries by 18% for everyone on the street, not just cyclists. And this made me think of you, since you, sir, you do a great job following professional cycling.
Mm.
New generation of American riders is winning big in Europe this season, and Remco Evenepoel took the 2026 Amstel Gold Race in a thrilling sprint finish.
He did indeed.
Those are my cycling news stories. But in honor of 99.
Okay. Yeah. No, continue. You're in the middle of something.
Honor of 99 shows. I've got two things with 99. Ivory Soap. The slogan ran for a century of 99 and 44 100% pure. That's actually what I was thinking about. What was the other 0.56? What?
So,
if it's only
0.50, everything is natural except for 0.56. And actually, it's the most true soap that's out there. But I'm not going to get all geek chemistry on you. But 0.56, huh? What is that?
I did read that says one theory was uncombined alkali and water. Another theory was the color of ivory. And another theory says it's best not to ask.
Okay. Because, that's way better than any of the answers that I would have probably came up with. I mean, I would have probably said something like, well, that 0.5% is, hopes and dreams being washed down your drain or something like that. Or, the part that makes it always slip out of your hands when you're taking a shower.
I did find a little bit of history on the 0.56%. They did ask many scientists at Procter & Gamble, and they did come up with multiple answers. It was later guessed that nobody was really supposed to say what was in the other 0.56% because they all gave different answers. So, but I did look it up just to see if I could give you an answer.
It always bothers me when it's like, yeah, that's a corporate secret. Why is that a corporate secret?
You see, that's how we put the skin on the outside of the soap. We have to mold it, so we put this 0.56 of this plastic limar.
It's a polymer. It's a polymer.
That's how it comes out of it comes out of the mold, buddy. So, all right. And in honor of our 99 show, and then I'm going to turn the floor over to you for not only a listener spotlight, but to see what we have. Wayne Gretzky, number 99. It's the only number retired by every team in the NHL, league-wide. He picked it because he was a kid who idolized Gordie Howe, number 9, and 9 was taken on the junior team, so he doubled up. The most legendary number in hockey exists because of a roster conflict. Our show number 99, Wayne Gretzky, I think both of them win, but who am I to say?
Well, you're the co-host. You can say whatever you want to, apparently.
I know. I went to a training that said I can say this is the best darn cycling podcast this side of the galaxy.
But you know what? Now we can say it's the number one cycling podcast according to FeedSpot. There you go. All right. You brought up professional cycling. Everybody knows that I kind of follow professional cycling. And we are in the middle of the Giro d'Italia, which is one of the big 3 cycling events of the year. That's going to be followed up. That's going through like the 30th of May. We'll follow that up with the Tour de France in July, and then we'll do the Volta España in August. But those are the big 3. But I did want to just bring it up. It is currently underway as we speak. Started out in Bulgaria. It's going to end in Rome. And here's some interesting facts. It's got 7 summit finishes. The highest point is 7,326. So it is basically half the distance of Pikes Peak in Colorado. There's 21 stages, and they are going to cycle 2,149 miles with a total elevation. Now, this blows my mind. 21 days. 2,149 miles, total elevation gain, 161,000 feet of elevation.
I was going to say inches, millimeters
for you and I. But with 7 summit finishes, I mean, but what's also interesting is it started in Bulgaria. Obviously, it's an Italian ride, but they also will hit a segment of Switzerland as well. A lot of these rides, like the Tour and that type of stuff, even though it's, France or it's like Italy or it's Spain, they're trying to branch out a little bit and pull in other close states or close countries. Tour de France has been doing it for the last several years, but they're going to hit 3 countries. Started out with 184 riders. As we speak, they're at about 167 now. They had a big collision that took out a big chunk of the peloton, I think, on the second day there. But I thought I'd just bring everybody up to speed that if you're into cycling, you could follow that. And, of course, my favorite event of the year will be coming up in July when we start the Tour de France.
That's cool. Well, thank you for the update and Tour de France. Do you plan on giving us regular updates while we're recording?
Yeah, I can do that. I'll give you a little summaries. I can give you a highlight of what to over the overall ride, and then maybe before, like at the end of June, and then when we get into it, maybe I'll provide a couple of highlights of something big and cool happens. I'll throw those in. So the only other thing I wanted to say is I wanted to take a personal moment here to congratulate my stepson, Max. He is going to be graduating from junior college tomorrow. So I just wanted to give shout out. Yes. Shout out to him. So I think that was kind of cool. I wanted to just recognize that. But other than that, that's all I got.
Max, congratulations, buddy. Is Max B still in the deli?
Max B is still in the deli. That's right.
I love it.
You go to the deli at our local grocery store. He works there. You need some pastrami or ham or whatever. He'll slice it up and wrap that package up and get you out the door.
Michael, you can't have that. No, I'm just kidding.
That sounded almost just like him. Michael, you can't. Yeah.
Good man.
Yep.
Congratulations, Max. On behalf of Lauren and myself, on my fridge, buddy. I will not lie. You are there. May the force be with you. Right there. I should take a picture and show him that he's made the fridge of the Baranski house. So, by the way, I don't care if this is on the show or not. I'm still trying to make a donation to your daughter. Could someone give me a link, for Christ's sake? I'm trying to give you some money.
My wife hasn't done that yet? I thought she sent it to you twice.
You know what she did? She actually, let's not embarrass her, but she sent me the link for her login, like as a parent login. Not as like a guest.
You just can't find good help nowadays.
I was thinking the same thing.
I will go talk to her as soon as I'm done here.
I wanted to offer. So, by the way, you tell Miss Maya that right here, recorded on the 99th show of Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure, the Baranskis are making a donation for her to go to that bowl game. So right here, right. You heard it.
We appreciate that. Yeah, my daughter, Maya, who's been on the show before, is her school is their band. She's a baton twirler. The band is headed to the Holiday Bowl in San Diego at New Year's, and they've been doing big fundraisers and things like that. So another exciting thing.
Don't worry, honey. Mom and Dad are going to Rieger's.
It is over New Year's, and not last year because we spent it with the family, but we have in the past typically went to the Rieger's New Year's Eve party, which is a fantastic thing, and had lots of good Rieger's whiskey. So don't be jealous, Adam. It's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the Sharp family enjoys Rieger's at New Year's, it is now time for Listener Spotlight.
All right. Try this one, Jeff and Alex and everybody else. Here are the hints for this week's Listener Spotlight. The town started over lunch. The community gave rise to a very unique Boy Scout distinction. Should appreciate that, Adam. It found a good use for Russian dressing. An invention from this town changed TV viewing habits forever. And in this town, you don't have to be outdoors to enjoy the rain. And this community was marked by X.
X marks the spot.
Yep. And I think I can safely say this is a town that both of us have been to.
Ooh.
Now, I'm not saying we've both been there at the same time. I'm just saying at some points in our lives, both of us have been to this town, I do believe. It's not St. Louis, if that's what you're thinking.
Oh, we've been there at the same time.
Well, we could have been there at the same time. I'm saying we not necessarily been there at the same time.
All right. Well,
so think about that.
I love it. I love the clues. I love people that are guessing. Thank you, Jeff, for using the fan mail option. For those of you out there who are a little bit nervous, Jeff was able to just pull it off with his phone, so you can do it from anywhere. You don't have to have a studio or a microphone. He used his phone in the car. So he tells me it was hands-free, and I believe him, so that's all right. So,
good enough for me.
Well, always good to see you, my friend. I got to tell you, finally, here in Michigan, the weather is conducive. Somewhere, somehow, even in Michigan, it's a great day for a bike ride. Yes, sir.
Thank you for riding along with Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure. However you travel, find the leisure your way. See you next time.